Hey, I'm Chris Berman. Coming up on ESPN, we'll take a trip across the Hudson to East Rutherford, New Jersey, and come ashore at Giant Stadium. Dan, Peter, and Susie are standing by for the call. What shapes up to be a most interesting matchup. Philadelphia, New York, straight ahead. All.
Well, the fans are looking for their seats as the teams are down on the field warming up. Hi, and welcome to Giant Stadium. I'm Dan Stevens. Covering today's game with me is my buddy, Peter O'Keefe. Peter, there is an air of desperation here that you can just feel.
Well, that happens when a team is facing elimination from the playoffs. No, this game is a must-win. I expect them to play their hearts out today, and it should make for one heck of an exciting game.
And now let's go down to the coin toss. And we're set. Akers boots the opening kickoff. This will fly out of the end zone for a touchback. What a kick. Manning rifles it out left side, and it's caught at the 34. Chased down at the 36. Barber gains 3 yards, and that... Dawkins puts a lick on the receiver and separates him from the ball. The ball's loose. They get it back. Joseph sacks him way back at... Finn bobbles and drops it incomplete. It'll be 4th down. Owens snags the missile, and they get the first on 3rd and long. No, they cannot hook up the pass.
You can take a shot in that situation, and it's really not going to hurt you. That's a good...
Owens catches this one, and that's a game.
Will Allen brought down the ball carrier before the marker.
Joyce takes it across the line of scrimmage and chews up about 4 on the play. Barber gains 5 on the play. Joyce has his number called on 3rd down and is dropped short of the marker from the get-go.
Well, you kids at home, if you're thinking about playing D, pay attention. That's exactly what you want to do.
Fields takes the snap and punts it away. Shepard fields the deep punt at the 19. Dragged down at the 35. At their 35-yard line. Strahan makes the sack just behind the line.
Into a nickel package.
Slides down at the 43. Let's quickly revisit that. Westbrook takes his 4th carry of the game and picks up the 1st down.
Brian Westbrook. Good execution.
1st down, 10 yards to go. Owens catches the bullet out left and is well past the markers for a 1st down.
Pass interference, number 28, defense. The penalty is declined.
Westbrook gets the call on 1st down and rambles for about 5. Westbrook gains. McNabb zings it to the right side, and it's tipped. Incomplete.
See big D on 3rd and short situations. 4th down, defenses love to hear that from the refs.
They take the lead. Our studios in Bristol for the ESPN halftime report. Boomer?
Okay, Dano, we'll get back to you guys in a moment. Welcome, everybody, to the ESPN Halftime Show. I'm Chris Berman. The Giants, no surprise, find themselves in a tight defensive struggle. It's just impossible to gain much yardage out there. Can anybody do it and forge ahead in the second half? We'll start this one off late in the 1st quarter. Donovan McNabb would find his target on this one. After driving 35 yards on 7 plays, David Akers sets up the field goal attempt from just about the parking lot. Got a lot of leg, though. He's got it. Connect on the field goal. Giants late into the second quarter. Giants down by 3. Mark Simoneau shows some great awareness here as he gets himself into position to pick this one off. And that's where we'll leave this one. Giants are down, but still in it, 3-0. It's time now for our Halftime Hero Award, which recognizes the most dominant player of the first half. Duh. This time, there can be no question. Terrell Owens has played outstanding. So that does it for...
McNabb uncorks this to the left sideline, and it's tipped. Incomplete. Dane takes his first carry of the game and heads upfield. Eventually runs out at the 35. First down. Barber takes it off the toss and gets past the line. Breaks free. No one in front of him. Finally gets out of bounds at the 9. It'll be first and goal. Dane takes this one way out left and gets in for the score.
Boy, they get some good yardage out of this one, Dan, and they do it a number of good ways. Good line blocking, good downfield blocking, and a nifty run.
Now the extra point, and embarrassingly, he misses it.
Respectable return off that nice kickoff there, Dan.
Peterson makes a play on this one and forces the incomplete
pass when you can obliterate it.
Johnson gets ready to punt this away. Johnson takes the long snap and punts it away. Joyce gets it at the 35. Dragged down at the 47.
Delvin Joyce ran it back for a solid game.
Barber picks up 6 on the play, and that will bring up second down. Manning unloads this to the right sideline, and it's complete for a first down and a whole lot more. Toomer makes the catch out to the left, and that's a touchdown.
This one in beautifully. Got to see it one more time.
Right on the money, Peter. He effectively rendered the defense. Here's the point after, and somehow he misses it.
What in the world? In the game?
Lewis puts a lick on the receiver and separates him. McNabb zips it to the left sideline, and it's knocked away from the receiver, incomplete. Rips him down in the backfield, and that takes them even farther down. Tight end to the left. McNabb throws this on a rope, and the reception's made at the 39. Finally stopped. Walker tips it away on the coverage. Incomplete. It'll be McNabb throws a bullet to the flat, and it falls incomplete. They will turn the ball over on down. Barber takes it off the toss and will end up losing a bunch here. Barber gains 5 on the play, and that will bring up third. Dane gets the call on third down and heads wide. The Eagles will take a timeout. That's their second. Intercepted. Dragged down at the 22. Dane gets his 7th carry of the game and is brought down short of the markers. The clock is still running. Bryant kicks it from 33 yards, has it sailed just left of the upright. On top, 12-3. For my partner, Peter O'Keefe, this is Dan Stevens saying goodbye until next time.
All right, gang, great work as always. And with that, we welcome everybody back to the ESPN studios for our ESPN Video Games postgame show. I'm Chris Berman. The Giants stepped it up for sure, putting up some good numbers. Let's get started in this one early in the third quarter. Tiki Barber is going to get the carry here as they grind it out on the ground. He makes the most of this one. A 26-yard play that set up a Giant touchdown. The Giants are in front for the first time. They're now up by 3. The ball at the 24. Eli Manning would find his target on this one. A 23-yard touchdown for the Giants. Eagles behind by 9. Terrell Owens had to work to find an opening, but he was able to haul this one in. The Eagles on defense. Omar Stoutmire was in the right place at the right time, as his interception was a possible momentum shifter. And that's where we'll leave this one. Giants come away with a win, 12-3. Now let's check in with our player of the game, a guy who made one big-time catch after another to help seal the win for his team. Well-dressed Amani Toomer is on hand with Susie Colbert. Suze?
Thanks, Chris. You helped carry your team today, and you helped carry your team to a nice win. What do you think was the critical factor in getting the W?
Man, really? I think we just came out and played hard today. I think our D-line did a good job of controlling the line of scrimmage and pressuring the quarterback. Man, that helped us dominate on the defensive end.
Chris, back to you.
Well, that just about... Hey, I'm Chris Berman. Got a lot of games to cover. Let's get at it. In our first game this week, we had the Packers squeak to a 1-point victory. The Cardinals won this contest, but will stay at the first place in the NFC West. We had a big injury in this one, and Trey has the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Boomer, thanks. Luckily, we had a relatively injury-free week, which makes my job just that much easier. Curtis Martin is arguably the biggest name on this list. It's a broken arm, and the doctors are saying he'll be out for the rest of the regular season. There's a chance, however, they'll get him back for the playoffs. So that'll do it for now. Boomer, back to you.
In a long-standing AFC rivalry, we had the Titans pick up their 8th win of the year. Eagles, Giants. Win. Eli Manning would drop back and deliver a strike on this one. The Giants go on to win this by the final score of 12-3. Jerry Azuma had a stellar game, but all said and done, his performance wasn't enough to lift his team to a victory. Ron Smith had over 50 yards receiving and helped his Broncos beat the Raiders. Down in the deep south of Atlanta, we had the Falcons fall by 10 points. We had an interesting free agency pickup of note here. Trey's got the lowdown for us. Trey?
Michael Ricks will have a new place to call home as he accepts a new contract. 5 years, $3.0 million.
Colts, Lions. Peyton Manning is a threat, even though the ball's still at the 23-yard line. Split to the left a little bit in the backfield. Now goes deep to the end zone. Pass underthrown, but it's a touchdown. The Colts win this one by the final score of 28-24. Up in Seattle Stadium, we had the Seahawks drop this one by 17. The Browns erupted for 400-plus offensive yards in their victory at Paul Brown Stadium. The Vikings won at home, but will take to the road next week to meet the Bears. Ravens, Patriots. Bears. Corey Dillon's in the backfield. The ball is at the 40-yard line, and the lead man throws a block, shakes off one tackle, bounces outside. It's a foot race. The 10, the 5, touchdown. The Patriots go on to win this by the final score of 18-12. The 49ers lost this one, but will stay at number 3 in the NFC West. In a long-standing NFC rivalry, we had the Buccaneers pick up win number 7. The Chargers drop yet another game and are really struggling on and off the field. Redskins, Steelers. On and off. Chad Scott is so dangerous. He looks in the eyes of the quarterback. Look at that perfectly. It's an overthrow. And he's got it to the 15, the 10, the 5, 6 points. The Steelers win this one by the final score of 20-7. So let's change things up a bit and turn to a guy that's had his eye on the college game, and that's our own Mel Kiper Jr. He joins us now. Mel, your work never ends, I know. Believe me, I know better than anybody else. But it's never too early to start thinking about next year's draft, is it?
Never too early indeed. And now that, for the most part, the regular season in college football is behind us, we can really start looking back at the guys that have impressed me the most across college campuses this year. Bradley is someone I think of right away when I think of the best prospects in college football. 6'1", 220, out of Maryland. And most teams would be hesitant to go after a fullback so early, but this is a guy I really believe could be someone you plug in from the get-go, and he could wind up filling that position for you for a decade or so. Lamb is another guy that's starting to make some noise with a terrific senior season. He was a virtual unknown coming into this year, but people are starting to project him to have a solid NFL career. I'm starting to jump on the bandwagon as well. So that'll do it for now, but expect there to be plenty happening between now and April.
So that'll just about do it. But before we go, I'm going to toss out a few game balls to my prime-time players. Each and every one of these men had a week to remember. That'll do it, sports fans. I'm Chris Berman, and thanks so much for joining us here in the Bristol studios. We'll see you next week right here on ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.